The comedian, who recently starred on the second season of Netflix's You,
That's not gonna save you, okay? Nothing can.
He's trying to get in my head.
was first accused of misconduct by Twitter user Simone Rossi.
Welcome to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. I'm your host, Johnny Rogers, and in today's video, we'll be talking about some actors who have both recently and not so recently canceled their own careers. It's pretty safe to say that Hollywood prefers working with people that have little to no scandals attached to their name, and therefore you'll be hard-pressed to find any of these celebs starring in big production Hollywood films in 2020. Although before we get into that, if you don't want to miss another daily video from us, make sure you tap that subscribe button to join our notification squad. Now, with any further delay, let's get right into today's list of the top 10 actors Hollywood won't hire in 2020. In at number 10, Thomas Gibson. After 11 seasons with the show Criminal Minds, actor Thomas Gibson was fired from the CBS drama. Thomas appeared on 2 more episodes, but those were used as a way to properly cut his character of Aaron Hotchner out of the show. His firing came after the network conducted an internal investigation and found that Gibson had kicked a producer on the show. He was allegedly known for his violent outbursts with the assistant director as well. But instead of firing him back then when that happened, they just sent him to anger management classes. Apparently that and a suspension, though, didn't stop his volatile behavior while on set. They've been protecting this guy for a long time as well. In 2013, he was arrested in downtown Los Angeles on suspicion of drunk driving after his car ran through a barricade during a marathon event. And after getting fired from this long-running TV show, it's hard to imagine anyone in Hollywood wanting to hire him again. In at number 9, Jake Paul. This one is a bit of a no-brainer, and especially after he was arrested for being involved with the looting that took place in Arizona. Although he denies these charges, he certainly was part of the unlawful assembly and trespassing. Jake hasn't acted in anything produced by Hollywood since at least 2018 and has mainly focused on his YouTube content. But I highly doubt that he would be able to restart a career as an actor, though, just based on his reputation alone. As I mentioned earlier with the Thomas Gibson point, not a lot of casting directors want to attach their name to troubled talent. Jake Paul not only has been known for stirring up controversy, but overall he seems like he would just be kind of unreliable, especially considering the amount of focus required for acting in a big Hollywood production. I don't even know if he wants to act anymore, but I feel like his fate as an actor has already been sealed for him, unless he's able to find, someone crazy enough to work with him, and then fund the whole thing himself. In at number 8, Leah Remini. Leah Remini is a great comedic actor and has gone on to act in a multitude of Hollywood productions after her successful run with the show King of Queens. Unfortunately for Leah, she was also raised with the teaching of the Church of Scientology. After many years with the organization, she started to realize how corrupt everything truly was. Taking a break from acting, she began focusing on just exposing them and all of the terrible things that they do behind the scenes. Although Scientology has a giant presence in Hollywood, boasting huge members such as Tom Cruise. So when you turn your back on the church, you're also potentially turning your back on Hollywood. The Scientology celebrities, if you will, are only members that we're just hyper aware of, but there could most definitely be directors or producers involved that just aren't very public about it. So you gotta figure that they won't hire her out of fear of backlash from the church itself. In at number 7, James Franco. No matter how many accusations come out against James Franco, he seems to just shrug them off and keep acting. So far, he has 2 productions scheduled to be released in 2020, but as time goes on and more people begin speaking out, we could see the end of his career. The only way I could see him continuing to act is by paying for most of the production himself. After allegations of inappropriate behavior and assault came out, Franco fired back at them with his own legal team. A lot of these allegations were coming from former students of his, and his response was to say that they were hungry for attention. The plaintiff's attorney said that Franco was using an aggressive effort to position himself as the victim and therefore smear the reputation of the survivors that have come forward. This is a common tactic used by perpetrators of wrongdoing, and only time will tell if he is indeed innocent. Although he does have a long track record of just creepy behavior that he's still yet to respond to. For example, the underage girl that he was trying to meet up with through Instagram. When you have an actor that has accusations like this dating back to 2014, it's hard to imagine wanting to hire them for anything. In at number 6, Amber Heard. Although it has still not been confirmed as to whether or not Heard will star in Aquaman 2, it's safe to say that it's the last thing that audiences want. Amber Heard proved how terrible she was as an actor when she staged her assault by Johnny Depp. Not only was Depp fired from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise for her op-ed piece in the Washington Post, but he faced a ton of defamation from news outlets as well. As more and more information comes out about the incident between these two, it's going to be harder and harder for Heard to refute them. She's already said so much stuff publicly about the case and has been caught lying multiple times. She said that she would donate the divorce settlement, and she never did. She said that Depp left a mark under her eye from his assault, but then it turned out that she was makeup for that. And then to make matters worse, Heard was also caught on tape admitting to abusing Johnny Depp. And there's just so much controversy surrounding her name right now that there is no way that anyone in Hollywood, again, wants to attach themselves to her. Because that's what you do when you hire someone like Amber Heard. In number 5, Ansel Elgort. Ansel Elgort, known for his roles in Baby Driver and The Fault in Our Stars, is now facing allegations of sexual assault that he vehemently opposes. The woman said that she was only 17 at the time and Ansel was in his 20s when he assaulted her. Along with posting her detailed account of what happened, she also encouraged other victims of his to step forward. In response to this, Ansel was gaslighting to the max. Instead of directly addressing what she had claimed, he decided to change the narrative to being a bad breakup that she just couldn't handle. All this does is allow his fans now to pile on this poor girl and say that she's just chasing clout. I do believe that much like the situation with Johnny Depp, we need to wait to hear the other side before judging the court of public opinion. That being said, he did really use some manipulation tactics in his apology to make himself feel better about the situation. Unless definitive evidence comes out proving his innocence, I don't know if Hollywood will ever cast him again. In at number 4, Danny Masterson. Danny, who is best known for his role as Stephen Hyde on That 70s Show, is recently charged with 3 counts of rape. So far, there have been 3 victims that have stepped forward with separate incidents that occurred between 2001 and 2003. All the alleged crimes are believed to have taken place at his home in the Hollywood Hills. If convicted, he's looking at a sentence of 45 years to life in a state prison. For those of you who don't know, Danny is also involved with the Church of Scientology. After the charges were laid against him, Leo Remini took to Twitter with joy that the victims of Scientology are finally being heard. This is most definitely an insinuation that the church had previously covered up what Danny had been doing in order to protect their image and his image. Although we cannot confirm these claims, it does seem like something that they would do. Back in 2017, he was fired from the Netflix show called The Ranch amid these allegations, and he is still denying any of the claims made by these women. But with that much heat on him, it's unlikely that his acting career will continue. In at number 3, Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett used to be known as the musician Jamal Lyon on the Fox drama series Empire. At the start of January, he had gone to the Chicago PD to report that he had been assaulted in the early morning hours. He claimed that 2 white men wearing MAGA hats attacked him after uttering racial and homophobic slurs. He then claimed that they poured bleach on him and tied a rope around his neck. Although after the police had investigated the case, they found that Jussie had paid 2 Nigerian American brothers who worked as extras on Empire to help him stage the attack. Near the end of February, he was indicted for disorderly conduct for allegedly paying those brothers to stage a fake hate crime and therefore filing a false police report. The scandal, however, ruined his chances with acting. In June of 2019, it was announced that Smollett would not be returning to the show even after his charges were dropped. Well, they reached a deal with prosecutors, I should say. He had to pay his $10,000 bond and do some community service. However, it will be a very long time before we see him back in Hollywood. In number 2, Chris D'Elia. Actor and comedian Chris D'Elia just recently was part of the Netflix show called You. In the show, he played a comedian that was also grooming underage girls. Turns out he's been method acting this whole time. D'Elia has been accused of grooming and attempting to solicit nude photographs from underage girls. A woman named Simone tweeted out a screenshot of her alleged interactions with Chris, which began a thread of other women sharing their interactions with him as well. The stories are all pretty horrific considering that these girls were all under the age at the time that Chris had sent these messages to them. On top of that, people close to him like Whitney Cummings have spoken out against him. With the Me Too movement in full force, you'll be hard pressed to have any female actor wanting to work alongside him ever again. He'll just be labeled unsafe. Last but certainly least, in our number 1 spot, Kevin Spacey. Kevin, for a long time, was by far the most demanded actor of his generation. His library of roles was huge, and his fame made the actor seem untouchable. Then actor Anthony Rapp came forward and accused Spacey of forcing himself on him when he was only 14 years old. Following that, 15 other men came forward accusing Spacey of a similar experience. His career was pretty much canceled at that point, but Kevin found a way to make things even worse for himself. In his apology, he took a moment to come out as gay, for which the LGBTQ community just denied any association. As a result of these accusations, Spacey was fired from the Netflix show called House of Cards and was removed from the film All the Money in the World. Safe to say that the only acting work he'll be doing is, well, on his YouTube page. Once a year, oddly enough. And that has been the top 10 actors Hollywood won't hire in 2020. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to our editors for all of your hard work. If you enjoyed this video, then show us some love by tapping that like and subscribe button. Plus, don't forget to leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on today's list. And for more videos like this one, all you gotta do is tap that playlist when it pops up. From Top 10 Beyond the Screen, my name is Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy. He is now facing allegations of sexual assault. Ansel Elgort, known for his roles in Baby Driver and The Fault in Our Stars. The woman said that she was not only 17 at the time, and she was only 17. Okay. The woman said that she was only 17 at the time and Ansel was in his 20s. And Ansel, I'm just gonna do it again. God damn it. Then an actor, I should say.